One of the things that I always said is I don't want to necessarily be a part of something. The next thing that I do, and the next big commitment that I make, I don't want a TV series or a movie or whatever. It's all, we're all big collaboration. But at the end of the day, it's someone's original idea. And I thought, God, I really want to take part in something that I create with someone from the ground up, and that's what this is. This is our vision from the ground up, which I think is very important.
All those beautiful, warm Georgia nights, talking about this, and freezing cold Georgia mornings. Like, we've seen it all together. We've done it all. And
there's so many celebrity brands out there, and they just slap their names on a bottle, and they're like, oh, buy this, it's like, yeah, but what do you really know about what you're selling,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're pretty obsessed with this, man. I mean, I made a joke. I was just saying, it wouldn't be socially acceptable, obviously. I mean, maybe like on a brunch, but I mean, I would, with my friends or family, I would drink this with my eggs if it wasn't alcoholic, because it's just so good. I mean, obviously that's not socially acceptable, and I'm a dad and a business owner, so that's not going to work. But we're just obsessed with the flavor, and that's what we want people to.
Someone wrote, "How many times can you open it and smell it, Ian?" Jesus.
I know, it's just so freaking good.
Yeah. I did see somebody ask if you guys would make a gluten-free product. All whiskey is gluten-free, even though it uses wheat. The process of distillation, actually, the gluten proteins don't transfer.
That's right. Most celiacs can actually drink bourbon. Yeah, I have a good friend who's a celiac, and he drinks bourbon and has no reaction. So what you said is correct.
Well, yeah, like you said, if you think about, just for everybody listening, and by the way, man, you know this even more than we do, but the distillation process literally it's pretty violent, right? Heating and cooling and alcohol, it deconstructs these molecules. They really change form. So it's not going to affect you in any way. But I can't medically guarantee that. It's just it's kind of a known thing.
Right.
Yeah, my wife has celiac. She doesn't have a taste for whiskey though, so it doesn't really matter to her that it's not that it's gluten free. She's like, right.
Good thing her husband works for the Whiskey Advocate.
I know. I would love to share some with her, but she's either upstairs watching or asleep right now. So shout out to Jess. Yesterday was our anniversary, actually.
Congrats,
man.
Yeah, 3 years. I know we're deep in the game here. Somebody asked, what's your favorite ingredient in Brothers Bond? I know you guys have a 4-grain mash bill. It's a high rye bourbon, so I have to imagine you guys like rye whiskey as well, right?
We love it.
We love rye.
We love rye. In fact, we're going to be coming out with a rye.
Well, that warm spice is such a unique. Yeah. It's just, I almost feel too, and this isn't it's maybe not the right lingo, but I always say when I close my eyes, and Paul and I talk about this too, we do these like fun exercises where we really talk about what we're seeing and tasting, we're tasting. But I always feel like rye is that spice that is a viscosity that actually really carries some of those other flavors with it. It always feels like you get that rye, that spice kind of first, and then it gives way to all these other, it's almost like it's carrying it over your palate, and it's really special. We're working our asses off on our rye because we want it to just, again, it's about uncompromising quality, right? So we're not
would you guys just flip the corn and the rye and the mash, or would you develop an entire new mash bill?
We develop an entire new mash bill, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're working on it right now.
Again, for the people who are going to appreciate rye, but also to people who don't necessarily know rye well. So again, you're straddling, you want to make that hard line in the sand of saying, we want people to enjoy this either way. And so again, that's quite a feat. This took over a year of blending to get to. Yeah. So we're headed in an amazing direction. We are kind of really excited about it. And also too, you know, it's a much stronger spirit, right? This is it's a stronger spirit, and we know, you know, guys and gals are gonna really dig it. But pretty nuanced, man. Pretty special.
I've got another viewer question here, and we do have to wrap up at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, go for it.
What is your favorite place to drink the bourbon? You guys are outdoorsy guys, so I have to imagine it's with no roof over your head, right?
By the outdoor, you know, obviously California is prone to fires, so I say this with caution. I want to be around a fire. That's like my, you know, I want to be around a fire. I want it to be the evening. I want to have a nice bourbon, Brothers Bond bourbon, either neat or One Rock, and just sip it and chill and be in good company and exchange great stories. That's what I want.
Well, Paul and I have very safe fire elements in our home, so Paul and I get a lot of fireside time. And honestly, Brothers Bond, a lot of conceptually, we did this fireside, really bonding.
A lot of fireside.
A lot of fireside.
Yeah.
I will say
I'm a big camping guy as well, so
I love going camping. It does mess with your sensory perception a little bit.
Well, that's, you know, even my dad, my 80-year-old dad, we always thought he was so weird. He would literally take the pot off the stove or grab his plate, and he would walk out of the house under this big oak tree. Say, Dad, what the hell are you doing? And he says, you know, my dad's like crazy, gruffy Cajun voice. Food tastes better outside, son. You know, it's like and by the way,
I love your dad.
He's amazing. He's a trip. But like my family, we eat most of our meals outside. My mom and I, every morning, we have our breakfast and we have our coffee by her pond and stuff. It's all outside. And you're right. You know, taste is 70% smell. Mm-hmm. And being outside gives your sensory, your smell sense such an elevated, the nuances are far greater than they are when you're inside. And so we eat a lot outside, and I prefer it for sure. But also too, I got to tell you, this stuff holds up well at the bar, or, you know, in a cozy place up in the mountains, or, you know, even at the beach, because our drink strategy is just so on point. But I will tell you this. Hold on. I will show you, because we can't throw. Our company's so new, we cannot throw bottles away. This is just an understanding of how many bottles are consumed, but we're so afraid to throw them away. We can't. I have so many bottles at home, and my wife, you know, is like, you know, we repurpose them so nothing gets wasted. But we have so many we use them as water vessels or as a vase or, you know, anything. I can't bring myself to throw away anything Brothers Bond.
Well, this is your guys' baby. This is your creation. And we do have a question here, and maybe this is a good one to end, but how did you feel when you finally tasted the final product?
I remember when we were at Ian's house and we finally got the blend that we wanted, and we became so obsessed with it that we kept drinking it.
Well, remember we had to save
and
some.
We barely had any left.
Yeah.
For them to actually duplicate, right?
Yeah.
So then we were like, oh my God, we just spent all this time and we've literally drank it and we have this much left.
Our CMO, Tess, who also functioned for a long time as like COO, brand guru, you know, everything ran through her and Vince and our CEO's fingers. And she just said, like, guys, you've got to send us you have to FedEx us the liquid. We don't have the liquid, you know. You got to stop drinking it. And we literally sent them like an ounce and a half is what, that was the final blend. But Paul and I, we tasted it and we looked at each other. And Paul, you know, Paul will even tell you, he's like a very kind of mellow, glass half empty kind of guy. Cause he likes to find, you know, I'm
Eastern European. Give me a break.
He's also looking for the holes, you know, he's looking for the things that I'm not looking for. So it's an amazing balance. But sometimes when something happens that's really amazing, Paul gets this look in his eye where he almost sounds like a kid. And I remember we tasted the blend, and Paul looks up at me and he goes, "This is really good, man." It's just like, he almost looked like a scared kid. And I just said, I know. And he's like, all right, let's just put it down. We'll come back to it in like 10 minutes. So we set it down, came back, tried it again. Nope, still amazing. Set it away, came back an hour later. Nope, still amazing.
Next day.
And that was just, we tasted it at 9 in the morning the next morning because we wanted to make sure that wasn't just, this is a 7 p.m., we were just hammered. And it was right on,
still
man.
just as good.
At 9 a.m. It was unbelievable. And then, we shipped it out.
I know some of the best whiskey minds who do that as well. It can taste one way in the tasting lab or in the blending lab, but put it in your armchair, right? Put it on, pour a glass while you're watching the game because that's how people are going to drink it, right?
Exactly.
People aren't going to be drinking it in a windowless room like the people who make it are. So
right.
Put it out into the world and see how it is there.
Yeah. Man, everybody on this call, guys, thank you for being a part of this with us. And thank you, Whiskey Advocate, for being such huge support systems for us and really helping guide people, not just to our whiskey. It was not just about selling whiskey. It's about building this community. And we are really grateful to be in this community with you, Whiskey Advocate, and our amazing, amazing fans and support systems who are out there literally right now, literally sucking this off shelves. And I put this in a post the other day, and Paul just said, he's like, dude, I really appreciate you did that. We are selling out everywhere, right? Like retailers cannot hold on to this. It's going very fast. In fact, people haven't seen anything like it. And so when I said in the post, I said, get to these retailers while you can. I wasn't trying to be like Mr. Manipulative and say like, oh, go buy our whiskey. It's actually true. Retailers can't hold on to it. They can't get more in fast enough. So that's what I meant by it, that it's really flying off the shelf.
And I'm not really seeing, I tried to do a little research. I'm not really seeing markup. I'm not really seeing retailers kind of exploiting that demand. I think it's $40. I think people can find it.
It's like 37 in some places, 39.
We really ask, we push as a team for that not to happen. The idea is, this isn't about marking things up. This is about sharing and getting more people with these bottles in hand, in their homes, poolside, dockside, bar side, whatever it's going to be. That's our commitment to our customers.
I think that's a great place to end. Thank you guys so much. Again, Brothers Barn Bourbon, $40. Go and find it if you can. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with next. Everybody have a safe Memorial Day weekend. Drink responsibly. Share whiskey with your loved ones. Thank you so much, Ian and Paul.
Thanks for tuning in, and thank you for having us, guys.
Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for everything, Whiskey Advocate. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, all.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, guys.
Bye, everybody.